Okay. Okay, we're going to bow in. Is the mic on? I know why. No, I don't have the thing inside the net. Testing. Is it? It's been so long since I used it. Okay. Ready, bow. Salute. Okay. So we have a new person trying, right? Is she here? Okay, first exercise, feet shoulder width, hands up. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Want to step up a little? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. To the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more to the side. 1, 2, and stop. Next, hands up. Reach down, stretch. 1, 2, 3. Turn to your right. Turn to your left. Back to center. Palms up, inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Reach down. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Palms up. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Hands up one more time. Reach down. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands on your waist. Circular movements. Reverse. And center. Okay, cross your forearms, hold your kneecaps, circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, and stop. Hands on your waist. Neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Back and forth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Set tilt to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center, down, circular movements. 1, 2, 3. Reverse. 1, 2, and 3. Center, hands up, fold up on your toes and down. Inhale, up, exhale, down. Inhale, exhale. Okay, one more. Inhale, exhale. Okay, spread your feet. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Okay, turn to your right. Stretch out. Switch. 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 Straighten the front knee. Switch. 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 Okay, center. Okay, just do the best you can on these. Just don't overwork your legs if you're not used to stretching. Okay, pull one leg in, squat down, one side. Switch. 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 Okay. Pull your feet together. Spread the knees. If you can, extend one to the side. Pull it in. Switch. 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 Okay, pull it in, shake it out. Hands here, pull in. Deep breathing, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, shoulder roll. Reverse. And center. Okay, press. Release, exhale, inhale. Breathe through the nose. And stop. Deep breathing, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, wrists. Reverse. Okay, palms down. Bigger circle. One more, hands up, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, shaking out, side to side. Okay, lift. Okay, palm, lower hand is like this. Okay, now we're going to insert the needle hand opposite side, like this. And we're going to go up and down. Switch. And center. Okay, swing the arms. Now we're going to bring the right leg in. Switch. And center. Okay. Side to sides cross over, crisscross. Switch. And center. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, hands like this. Step out. Silk drilling. Switch. Okay, center, cross, open, and close. Turn the shoulders. Switch. Okay, center. Feet parallel shoulder width. Okay, center lower hoop, rounding out. So you soften the knees. Shoulder height. Elbows down. Palms down, straighten up. Extend. Deep breathing, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, cross your arms like this. Step out diagonal flying. Switch. Okay, cloud hands, feet parallel. Okay, palms down, lift up. Carry tiger to the mountain. Infinity sign. Form the fists. Okay, palms together. Strum the lute. Okay, fold the elbows 45 degrees. Fingertips center line lined up with the nose. Turn, draw the bow. Okay, spread your feet, fan to the back, right hand on top, lift up, spread, turn to your right. Left hand on top, turn to your left. So it's right to the right, left to the left. So left on top. Okay, raise the hand, feet shoulder width. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Okay, we're going to shift around a bit. Any new people can go in the other room. I don't know, Eric, you want to help out the group over there? I don't know what mine is doing. I think he's working with someone. Yeah. So then, intro Kung Fu. Okay. So Eric, if you need help, maybe you can draw off Eddie or Lawrence, or even Sonny. Okay, ready? We'll go to short form. Ready? Preparation, begin. Okay, continue. Actually, you can go in the other room. Yeah. Lawrence, you want to take her in the other room? Yeah. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Insert the needle. Fan through the back. Turn. Stroke down, parry and punch. Carry tiger to the mountain. Raise the hand. Bend from the waist. Stork flaps wings. Turn. Grasp the sparrow's tail, left side. Hook your wrists. Single whip. Flip it over, diagonal flying. Sit back, stroke down. Pot the horse's mane. Cross over. Jade Lady Work Shuttle. Cross over. Jade Lady Work Shuttle. Hook your wrists. Cloud hands. Single whip. Hold and reverse the ball. Close the fall. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, we'll try it again. Ready, begin. Relax the shoulders, sink the elbows. Single whip. Repulse the monkey. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, long form. Ready, feet parallel. Okay, deep breathing. Okay, good. So we did quite a bit of form, but principles, concepts. Anybody have any questions that we kind of, you hear terms, and what do these terms mean, and how does it apply to what we're doing with form? Anybody? Susan? Have a question? Steve? No? Okay. Near the end, very end, the high pat the horse, and then step up.
And then you step up and do.
Yeah.
But the whole bit there.
So you start from palm strikes face, and then you sit back, and then you start to turn. Then you draw the hand through your center, and then you go to the back fist. Then you set up your palm. You go to high pat the horse, which is this movement. Then you step up through neutral and neutral. Yeah. Yeah, so because it's probably your left leg, you're not bringing your weight over enough. So when you say we just did the parry and punch, okay. Now when we toe out and step up, okay, now we have most of the weight on the back leg. We do the high pat the horse. Now if you sit back and you toe out, if you don't shift your weight enough to the side and then step through, then you might have a little trouble balancing here. It's because the left ankle and the knee is not working together. So, if you look at your legs or your arms, the appendages, so the three joints, if they work together, then you're gonna distribute the load, and the distribution of that doesn't stress one particular area, because one particular that's not involved would be just tense. So if you're going forward and you shift and you don't completely shift, that means your ankle didn't release. And then when you try to step, it's going to feel a little bit awkward. So you have to actually, when you turn out, you actually have to push your knee forward into that position. So that means your ankle has to relax, the knee has to fold, and your hips have to relax so that you go to the vertical position. Then when you step through, you have a stability. Now a lot of you may say, well, why is that important? Well, if you don't have control of the lower part of those three joints, then how do you control and coordinate the upper part to that, right? Because you have upper-lower coordination. So if I go forward and I'm not actually including my ankle, then what do I do with my hand? So then the hand ends up going like this. But if you're going from a position, okay, we're here, we did high pat the horse, and we sit back, and then we step. So here's your structure here, there's your structure there, right? So if I don't set my ankle or seat the ankle, then I wouldn't seat the wrist. So if I do that, then there's going to be stiffness here and disconnection there. So when you go forward, you sit and you relax this, because I relax my audience, drop my elbow. When my elbow drop, my knee drop. When I relax my shoulder, my hip relax. When I seat my wrist, I sit in my ankle. Then when I pass through here, I'm going to turn. So this becomes this with this. Now when I'm here, you don't see me reaching, you see the turn. But it looks like my hand went like this. Because what happened was my body turned. And then because I turned to here, I have to turn a little beyond to come back to my center. And then I go down. As the elbow sinks and my hips relax and this knee sinks, then it ends up in grass, the sparrow's tail. I have to turn. So that's what upper-lower coordination is, because whatever happens here has to happen here. What happened here happens to happen there. Yeah. In your toes, yeah. Yeah. It's in your toe because if it's on your heel, right, then your knee didn't go forward enough. If it didn't go forward enough, it can't bring the pressure to the ball of your foot. So it's not a physical thing, it's a releasing thing. If you think you can bring your knee over by just bending, if you curl your toe back, that's pulling your ankle back, but that's tension. If you go forward and release the joint, then this is going to fold, right? That's how your ankle folds. So until your ankle folds, you're always going to be unstable in your stance. That's the reason why as we get older, we get more, have less stability, mainly because the joints are getting stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. So, a board just tips over when it drops over. But if you had one of those things that are kind of like folds, when you drop it, it just collapses, and but when you just take it like this and it tips, it either crashes this way. So that's what happens when you fall. Your body stiffens and you crash, and you end up hurting your face. If you don't have enough strength to break the fall, and you stiffen your arms, then you break your shoulder and your collarbone. That's typically what happens. But when you fall, you have to actually, if you're going to fall, you can catch yourself with that split second. Just allowing yourself to drop, because you can at some point become unweighted, but you can control your feet. So did that help? Did that answer the question? So when you're toeing out, if you had your hands on your hip and you toe out, you still have to shift. That becomes more of a conscious thing. Then you shift your weight, and then you pass through center, and then your leg comes through center, past to here. But if your hips don't move, then it's just your leg. Then you will still feel like you're having a little trouble getting over that side. But when you get to this side, you have to square the hip. But it doesn't mean you squared your body, because my body is still here. So when I do this, my body is still here, because my tailbone is still here. When I go forward and I turn and expand. So that's a manipulation of your skeletal structure. The whole concept of manipulating skeletal structure is exactly that, is creating structures. And these structures are the circles, the triangles, and the squares. But I found it pretty interesting looking at different architecture, especially the ones that Gaudi produced in his architecture. It's they're not really arcs like in some of the churches, more like a parabola with a narrow base, and it takes on all the load. So if you take that same concept, it's really coming from what's in nature, which is really our skeleton, and all skeletons of animals. So when we stand like this is the load-bearing part of, so these are like two pillars. It comes through your hips, which is an arch, right? The wider you go, the less, stable you'll feel. But when you're here, and it has a natural sort of this is what we do, right? So the arch is there, it goes through your body, and it goes into the legs. And in between your body is just there. Now if you tense the body, it becomes dysfunctional, it's useless. So when we're here, and we bend, we move, we're relying on these two pieces. Now if it's just a piece of wood or metal, you're just there and it doesn't do anything. But we manipulate this position by controlling our musculature. What control is that structure. So as we control those structures, now if you don't control the structure by manipulating the muscles, then the joints can be compromised. So you have to have an understanding in the body of how it works when we turn. This is an arch, a curve. It's not just that, because in the musculature it becomes smooth and it becomes circular. When we're here, this is an angle created as we turn, and then it comes around, and then it comes down, and then it comes around, and it comes back to center. When we shift and we move here, the same thing happens. So there's a relationship in balance of what actually has happened. And you can only develop that through the experience and control of those joints. So that's what we mean by the framework of our movement. We're in single whip, we're like this. We get there from here to there. We move to center, we move past center, because by moving past center, you develop the balance, just like an infinity sign, right? Because there's only one going across, you have to go through center line. Now the center line that you have here doesn't vary. It stays as a reference through your body. Now if my body's here, then it's the same. My body's here, it's the same. Because I have this, then it just blends together from the foot to the top of your head. So it's the same movement, but you just took it into this space. It's time. Everybody's lined up? Well, we got a few more minutes. So you have a question, Carlos? Okay. Yeah. When you take a deep breath in, yeah. You pause. You let it expel based on your body configuration. So when you take a breath in, your ribs, your torso expands, and everything else inside moves with it, because it has to be accommodated. So when you take your deep breath in, you open. So you open your chest cavity, or you open your diaphragm by lift. So it opens up, or it goes down, right? So you inhale. So there's two ways of breathing. Natural breathing is you inhale, and then your belly wants to go out. That's how baby breathes. It's called natural breathing. Reverse breathing is when you breathe in and you draw inward. It's as if you're drawing your navel toward your spine. So when you inhale, you're just controlling the orifice to let air in and out. So it's not that you go like this and stop. It's still moving. So at this point, what happens in the deep breath is you start to release your shoulders and everything starts to descend, depending on whether you want the abdominal area to expand or contract. And that's really like breathing from your stomach, what they call the Dantian breathing. The lower abdomen here is where you breathe from. So when you inhale, just open. and expand. Exhale. Release. All the way down to your heel touches the floor. It's simple in deep breathing, but the coordination in movement is a little bit more complex because your body's changing. So then your breath becomes movement. Okay, ready? Up. Okay. Oh yeah, really.
Isn't it fun?
Learned a lot.
It's great. The architecture is great. The people are friendly.
Hi. Lining up. Oi. Oh. Oh yeah. Always inspiration. Ready? Down. 1, 2, 3. Salute. So, I think Jeffrey he plans to do 4th form. So. And Lawrence, you shut the mic over there. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Whoa. Aha. Where is everybody? Okay, what have you been doing? What? So we have that performance coming up July 2nd, right? So if you haven't signed up, if you're interested in doing it, then you should sign up. So yeah, my mic's on, but only in here, not in there. It's off. We can control that side. So if you're interested, then we can at least group up some of the people to do a couple of things, whatever it is. All right, so you've been doing elbows?
Yeah, elbows.
You mean you've been doing elbows and toes? You know what elbows and toes are, right?
Oh.
Okay, let's try elbows and toes. You're supposed to do it too. Just
We want Steven back.
other side. No. That's it. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, a few elbows. Okay, other side. Okay, again, keep do it a few more times. So these are your elbow strokes that you have to define the direction of your movement. So how you do it here is how you do it in your form, right? So if your elbows, it has to go to your center. Okay. And then you go to the side, just like you're doing yin yang. This is a thrusting elbow. And then, yeah, so when you thrust, what you're doing is working your skeletal structure to try to get your positions. When you roll, you relax the shoulder. When you draw back, you want to tie your torso. You want to tie your torso movement to it. So eventually your body drives the movements. You know, when you elbow, it's up, so your body lifts. When the elbow drops, you sink. That's downward. Your elbow goes to the side, you twist horizontally in that direction. So every movement is directional. You have to define that direction. If the direction of movement is compromised, then you have a conflict in your body, and the conflict in your body is that something's not working. So you have to, coordination is built. And the only way to develop coordination is to do it until your body recognizes. Even though you think you know it, the body doesn't follow. So, my teacher used to say it's, you can teach a dog better than a human, because at least they listen. But that's just exaggerating, because when you tell someone that they should do this, they come back, years later, not ever doing it, meaning these basic drills, So when you're here, so you know where to stop your movement based on body form. Can you develop this any other way? Yeah, you can do this. You learn it from your forms. But do you do your forms enough? First form has one elbow. How many times you have to do the form to do that one elbow? You have to do it tons of times. Not enough to be able to really understand how that movement is. So your yin yang, which is a thrust, how many times you do that? 2 times in the second form? Not enough. So drills are just taking the movements to another level of, repetitive action. It's a route system. We learn through repetition. And you memorize things through saying it over and over again, or thinking about it, or doing it. Doing it's the only way you can develop the movement, because you can't think it through. You can think it through after you've learned it, then you understand it. But if you're only thinking it through completely, your body doesn't experience it, so your body can't understand on a neurological level what actually happens. So that's why, very smart people say, oh, I heard that, or I've, but they only heard it. They didn't realize that they didn't embody it. So brilliant people doesn't mean that you're coordinated. You're brilliant in what you know. But if you want to know movement, what do you have to be? Someone that moves. It doesn't happen any other way. Okay, so let's do this. The punch, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So try that again. See if we can do it. Ready? 1, 2. Look at the other hand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's your 3-star. So this, you recognize these movements, right? So the movements that we have in the system, they're all derived from your forms. Some of those are different from, these are more mudong. And then you have some combinations of movements like that from, that's a samsingling one count. That's a 7-star. This is 7-star continuous punch. This is 3-star continuous punch. This is from 10 images or first form. So these movements you should be familiar with. That's why it's not really introduced till later on. So it gives you a continuity of movement. This is just just what we do in form. But the continuation of doing a sequence that has so many movements takes out the thought process. Because if you want movements to become a reflex, it has to become action. So how can you develop action if you're only doing one in this form and you're doing that form, it's there, and that form's there. You can't draw off that because you can't think fast enough. So you don't really use... So people that learn form, there's a misconception that once you learn the form that it's applicable. It's not applicable. It's just a bunch of movements. And you realize that when you try to apply the movement that you feel so awkward. Why is that? It's like that because most of the time you're practicing the form, it's by yourself. So you don't feel anything. But when you practice with a partner with simple movements, then you begin to feel and begin to understand. But if you practice form long enough and you begin to feel the movements yourself and experience what that actually is doing, then you can draw off of that and then start to apply the technique. So that's a really slow process. Like if he throws a punch and I go like this, I know this form from there. But the first time a punch comes, your position is not going to be absolute. Your body form is not going to be absolute because you don't have the experience of what structural integrity is when you're first starting. So while this is the salute, when he throws a punch, I'm already in a position that has this, and this built in, but it doesn't look like what you did when you did the salute. But the relationship in the body form is still, you don't have to go deep into the stance in order to get this to be effective. All you need to do is this. Now, how do I know this is not exactly right? It's because I didn't see my wrist. Why it's not completely right? Because I didn't engage my torso. And because I didn't engage the torso, the movement wouldn't be as effective. Now, when my hand is like this, the relationship is actually into the ground because it ties through my legs. But you don't know where the stance is and where the strength is until you experience it in the form. So when I'm here and he's like this, actually I don't have any weight here. You see? So if I have weight here, it feels like I have strength here, but actually I'm off balance. See? So when I'm here, that's where the weight is, right? That's the relationship. So when he throws a punch, I'm here. Allows me to turn here. That's why the body has to be relaxed before it's responsive. It has to go through the sort of like zero. Because if you're not in that zero phase, then you have to do something to get your body out of that point. If I'm here and I need to be here, and he throws his punch, then I have to do this. So that's your first response. That's what avoiding. So he throws a punch, I feel like I'm doing this. But if I did this, my weight went to the back, right? But I can't block it like that because when he throws, I'm going to be falling backwards, right? So what I have to do? I have to do that. So I fold this knee and this knee becomes light. Then I switch, I'm over here. That's what your body is doing. If I go like this, I go like this, I go like this, I go. So is that response in your body? Does the body recognize the body mechanics of that particular action? So it has to go through that learning. So you learn it, if you're in here, let's all do this, right? In salute, if you're doing that, your weight should be still back. Then it goes forward, and then you're here, then you're here. 1, 2, 3. So that's the only way your body should react when you're responding. If it doesn't respond like that, it's going to be forced. And it's forced. What happens when it's forced? It's going to be slow and ineffective. So a lot of times the traditional arts get a bad rap saying, well, that stuff doesn't work. Well, the people that say it doesn't work actually never did the traditional art long enough to know that it actually is different from what they think. But the only way to be effective is to be kind of strong. So he throws a punch, I go like this. Then he feels that, oh, that's how you have to be to create force against something that's forceful. And then you do that. But actually, when he throws a punch, I just have to do that. But that's a little bit more sophisticated than something that requires that. So it's sort of like the cleaver and the scalpel. First you use this giant thing to chop it down, and later on you can carve it out. But that's a little more detailed. Okay, so let's do what form you want to do. So we did the drills a couple times. Fourth form. Oh yeah, fourth form. We're going to perform fourth form. Yeah. Fourth form, July 2nd. So let's get Jeff over here because he wants to do it. Yeah, so Jeff wants to do it. So if he doesn't practice with the group, so you're going to be, I know you're away, you're on vacation. It's at 1:30. It's July 2nd. You signed up, okay. So we're going to do fourth form anyways. Actually, we're talking about Tai Chi broadsword, maybe a piece of, do you know Tai Chi broadsword, right? Yeah, you did it on Thursdays, but Thursdays is a weapon class now at 6 o'clock. So that's the time to practice it if you're going to do it. So Jeff, we're going to do fourth form and just run through it. But before we run through, maybe Lawrence can go over here, and then let's see how it looks. You jump in the middle there. You can do it anyways. Even though you're not performing it, you can just do it. Just do the form, yeah. Because okay, ready? Go. Just this is not competition, or just do it. The structure. Do it with precision, accuracy. Trap, cut, palm, punch, punch, punch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Step. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. So when we turn and we do the corner back fist and the palm. Oh no, before that, when you're on this side. Okay. And then you turn. Okay, let's just do this one movement. Okay. Go. So no, your arms are actually turning the wrong direction. You know, you should come this way, because you should come this way. So you're going this way. Yeah, you're going up. You should come from the bottom to the top and then down. They start from here. Then you're going to go back to center. So you're coming, meet at the top and bring it down to here. It's a block on the way down. Yeah. And then, so when you come up, it comes down, then your back fist. Yeah. That means my right hand's on top. So, no, because if you were doing a group form with everybody and your arm's going this way, but actually this just shows you that it makes sense there. And it's just like the same as Fu Hawk. And Fu Hawk is the same direction, right? Yeah, yeah. So when you do the palm up, yeah, just don't tighten. Just relax the wrist. Don't tighten. You don't need to tighten. Just let it. It's an arc.
Snap it. Okay. That's too tight.
Yeah, because if you tighten this, you tighten this too. Relax the body too. See, remember, upward movements you rise, right? Downward movements you drop. Okay, so because this is going down, you drop, and this is going up, so you got a crisscrossing action that your body has to move. So this is pull. So if I turn this way, and I pull up, I turn this way, and turn, it creates a bit of body form in that direction. But don't, it's not, it's turning, but then it's coming here. So it creates an arc. See? You hook on the way down. Yeah. So one of the things that happens is the hook is a grab or an attachment to direct, right? So like this is cutting hand, this is cutting hand. Both of those are cutting hand. A hook, like in the mantis form, you hook, you're like this, and this is your center. So while we're only looking at the hook, the critical part of the block is your forearm. It's your bridge. So if he throws a punch to my chest, the critical part is this. This is just the sort of the follow-up motion. I could follow up like this, or I could follow up like this, depending on the action or the intention and what am I doing with this movement. So tiger crane and a tiger, right? So this is a hook. Hook is, but a hook has to pass through your center, right? So where our body doesn't respond correctly a lot of times is that I want to do this, right? So I just mentioned the forearm. So the forearm goes like this, and then this goes like this, and he punches again, and this goes across, and then it goes like this. But you have to work the two sides together, right? So if I go like this and I turn like this, my body's here, and I hook here, now right here. When I go like this, you see that comes up. When I hook, it goes like this. So efficiency of movement. If he throws a punch, I'm going to hook my redirecting, and the palm becomes one. Otherwise it becomes this. 1, 2, 1, 2. So as a fundamental, that's basically this is what this side does. This is what this side does. But for the movement effect, it has to work together, right? So how does it work together? You tie the two right side and left side together. How does it tie together? Turning, right? They work together based on that, right? Just like Jeff, when you ride your bike, and you ride your bike one-legged, you can't even stay on it, right? You have to use both. So the units chill and trees like that too. When this goes down, this goes up, boom, boom, boom. And the cycling is always like that. It's called it's like a cycling punch. We call it chill and chui, the wheel punch. The natural coordination is always one up, one down, one up, one down. So it's 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 and 3. It's just always that relationship. Cloud hand's the same thing. When my hand is here, this hand is here. When this hand is here, this hand is here. You can't avoid that. That's a phenomena that's natural in principle. But it's also effectiveness of motion. Right? So, yeah, but don't tilt. Spine is vertical. Hook. See, your body can do this, right? This is what your body can do. It turns, and it turns. It bends, and it lifts. Well, when you do this, and you bend, and you lift, that creates a relationship in the torso. That becomes the body form, body image. How do we use that motion effectively? It becomes very efficient. So as soon as you hook, this comes up, this comes up. This comes out, this comes back. This comes back, this goes out. Where's it tied to? Your torso and your legs. Right? You turn to horse, to leaning, horse, leaning to horse. Oblique sideways to front, here, to sideways. That turning is a relationship that we try to develop and learn. So, yeah. So the same thing, what she's doing right there, same thing is happening. Same action. 1, 2, 3. When we first learn and we're in a horse stance, a lot of people think, well, you got to have this, set of, legs in a horse stance that's like in concrete and it doesn't move, and you're like this. You can't move like that. You can't, have footwork if it's like that. So you have to turn. So you have to loosen from your ankles up, not from your hips up, from your ankles up. So you sink in your stance, And the ankles have to release. So you're not turning your legs. Yeah. You see, you feel that? That means it's tied to your hips. Yeah. And David, because you're so tall, your stance should be like a foot wider. A little more. Okay, not down. Okay, good. That's it. Yeah. For these kind of form, yeah. Quick, go. Go. Yeah. So these go to the eyes. Yeah. Yeah. So this is a thrust, but it's a little bit more, it's not like this, it's like this. Because you want to use this hand also as a deflection, as a block, simultaneous block. If it's too linear, then you don't have any deflection completely. You're hitting with here and intercepting here. Like that, see? Like this. If you punch here, this comes. It comes in like that. Like that. But you're going like this. Yeah. It's called chop. Chop. Chop is the thrust. When you first learn the movement, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So it's 1, 2, 3. So when you move, it comes all the way into your legs. Don't just do sequentially. You learn it, memorize it. Body form has to learn it completely. Yeah. No. Oh, well, it depends on your target. If you're using it, it has to go. When you're using it, then it has to vary, right? Because if I hear, then you have to. See, once you this is the interception, but then the follow through has to go longer. Because if I went short, then I don't have the length. So when I go like this, turn, right? Then the body. See. No, just in form. In form, it's just here.
Okay, so we stop there, but in practice.
Yeah. Yeah, because maybe this is in application the final position, right? You have to thrust out. In the form, that's that. Just like this. In form, it's this. In application, it may go further, depending. Because this is here. This is what you have to physically muscle memory. This becomes action, right? So if I'm here, this is here, then you might turn to this. That's just like this. You don't go out like this. It's here first. So that's how you have to practice your bridges. Bridges are your technique to connect to your opponent. That's what a bridge is. So bridge hand, it's called a bridge hand. So when we're here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Right? Then continue. Yeah. Then you step. So how do you step? 1, 2. So like this, right? So let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the breakdown. You're here. 1, 2, traditional horse, offset horse. There's your double block. 1, thrust. So thrust, pause here. Don't miss this position. You have to pause here. Because if you don't pause there, then your leg, do it again. Turn. Okay, 1, 2. So let's do that again. Right? 1, 2. So this is actually like this, slightly angled like this. Fingertips tense. Yeah. Like that. It goes into here. To the juggle. It's actually going like to the jugglers. You're coming in like this. So it's not straight. It's like this. To here. Yeah. Turn, shift. Yeah. So this is turning, open the stance, shift, then you go pass through the leaning. Yeah. But when you're doing the movement, you're actually just gonna pass through it, but just the sequence. Yeah. And then when you do that, thrust up. See, a lot of times, when you don't want to be stiff in the beginning. So what is tension? Tension could be all over your body, right? So that's what we try to avoid. But it doesn't mean when you execute the movement that there isn't tension and focus. The focus of the movement when we're like this goes into the fingers, because how are you going to hit anything if there's no alignment of your skeletal, right? So when the hand goes like this, your hand is actually like this. The hand comes, it goes in. There is pressure there, right? Yeah, you can feel it, right? So that's what happens. Then your focus of the fingers goes to here. Then it comes in. That's your skeletal structure. It has to have something there. There is something there. Yeah. Yeah, just a little, spread them a little. Like that. You don't have to squeeze them together. If you squeeze them together, then the strength is not here. It's actually in here. When you're like this, the strength is throughout here. Yeah. Yeah, see? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Good. So that way, when you do a form, you can see the intensity of movement, the focus. Then you turn, then you open. You set that up, slip, boom, boom, right? Because every movement has a direction of force. You have to demonstrate that force. Then that movement looks, has skillfulness in it. So that's what we try to do with a form. When you turn, actually it's not elbow like this, it's like this, on top. Then the slapping, just like in bamboo kon, the reason for slapping is to feel what it feels like to touch. You touch and then go. Yeah. So the timing. No, the open, leaning. The first one is a leaning, and that doesn't. We don't change. Not in this form. Just this form. So you touch, and then punch, then punch. Yeah. So then again, do it. Yeah, do it again. No, this side on top. Yeah. Okay. Do it from here. Sliding step, thrust. Turn. open. Yeah, good. So, you see, when everyone does it, just do that again, right? Yeah, no, from here. Yeah. You thrust, drop the elbow, draw the elbows in, right? So you just drop. And then he's going to turn the back. You're here, right? Open up the chest. Then you can do that, right? Then turn. Boom. Boom. So then you start to involve your torso. Because if you don't involve yeah, this is a little tight. Relax. Okay. So you open. Your strength is here. Then you're here. Then you're there. You see? Yeah, try it again. Let's everybody try it. The only way to do it is get the experience. Yeah. Okay, do it again. Yeah. Everybody just do it on their own. Because if everybody stops and looks, yeah, just from here to here to here to here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, again. Okay. Do it again, yeah. Okay, turn again. Boom. Finish. Oh, again. Wait, do it again. Just stop. Pause. Yeah. Get in the stance a little more. Okay, go. So when here, don't pull back here. Just from here. Yeah. Drive this hand more than that because of the back leg. Yeah. Nope. Just only meaning that. Because, yeah. Again, right. See, my hand is here. Or say it's here, right? Maybe on top. This just goes like this. So this hand. See? So if you pressed, this just is like that. See? So this way, when you do this, just drop the elbow. Don't have to do this. Just drop. Turn. Right? Okay, do it again. Yeah. Ha. Focus. Boom, boom. Okay, good. So, Iris, a little more practice on the strength. You. Okay, again. Boom, boom. Again. Okay, keep doing it a few times. Pause. Oh. Lean forward more. Yeah. Go. Okay, pause. Yeah. This is going to the neck, right? Okay, go. Turn. Turn. Okay, do turn. Like this. Open. Boom, boom. Punch. Also turn later. Right. Turn. Yeah. So when you want to make the two punches look like they're balanced, when you're here and you turn, open, punch. Now pull the elbow back faster. Pull it faster. Because if you don't get it back and it's just this, then it looks still one-sided. Because this is shorter. This looks short. You have to pull it back fast from the body turning. But not the stance. You see how there's a balance in motion. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, turn efficiently. Yeah. So when you draw the elbow back, it has to do it when the body's twisting, right? Right. Turn. Boom. Yeah, better. Irina, turn your punch over later. Don't let the punch come out. So we're here. Don't let the punch turn over too early. When you're here, right? This is here. This is here. This is just go from here. Don't let it turn early because it looks like it's flat. You want to let it finish when it twists at the end. Do it again. Yeah. Now, ready? Punch. Punch. Wait, punch, hold. Ready? Shoot. Again. 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 Yeah. Okay, that again. Yeah, because here it's no good. Here. Turn. Yeah. Go. Right here. Go. Yeah. Good. Ready? So when you do this too far apart, yeah, turn your hips squared, yeah, into the stance a little. Okay, go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Let's go from the beginning again. Let's go from the beginning. These, when you turn, this should be closer. Don't sink, and then once you pull in, you're here. Yeah, this is thrusting, it's away. This is sinking and here. So you need strength here in the body. You have to round the back a little. And then strengthen and tense the arm. See, if he punches, I'm here, right? Or here, right? But if I'm here, this is in the form. But you don't really use it like this. This is just for you to practice this. Yeah. So here. So I'm here, close. You see. So if you're too far away, you don't have this leverage. It has to be close. Actually, if he throws a punch him, I'm here. It's this. Yeah. You just turn. But you wouldn't do this because you're up. So you just have to deflect it. I could use this side too. But when I turn, this is more effective because of my relationship here. This hand is not going to be good for this hand is good for here when I step. See? But if it's here, I have to be in this stance for this to be effective. This is just here. So you're just turning like in Gungjikun, just sinking your elbow. This one doesn't matter as much because this one's going to do this. See? So when you turn, you should feel the body strength here. And then you're going to turn back, thrust, sink. So you should feel the integrity of your strength here, and thrust, and then continue. Right? Open, relax, trap, cut, cross, open, palm, form the fist, punch. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now when we're here, here's my center. My hand's going to do this, right? 1, 2. Okay, again. 1, 2, 3. This is turning, right? Again, turn, turn. Palm. Form the fist, punch. Form the fist, punch. Form the fist, punch. Form the fist, punch. Form the fist, form the fist, form the fist, form the fist. So eventually you feel it here, your circular movement, right? Yo, 1, 2, 3. When you sink, punch, short punch, one, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Is it first one he punches, I'm here, all right? I take it to here. This punches here. And then when I punch again, he punches again, this is here. 1, 2, 3. So even though I pass through to here, I have to deflect to here to punch. So it's 1, 2, 3. You see how this hand comes back in front of the shoulder? Okay. 1, 2. So here, because I finish my turn, goes in front of here. And it punches at the same time. 1, 2, 3. And then we close. We did 3 punches. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, we have the center line, we have the shoulder width. Eventually the hands just know that this is, when this goes to here, this goes here. When this goes here, this goes there. Yeah, that's just a natural response. And for Fu, we're like this, right? So this here. Because in application, the hand is actually doing this. See, I'm passing through here. 1, 2. You see, because when I turn, that's when I generate my punch. We've been learning this. Then if you don't turn your body, this hand becomes ineffective. Because here, I'm here. Once I'm here, it still can hit me, but I turn. By the time I turn, this punch is already coming out. You see? So that's how, or here, or here. In form, you're here. It's actually just drop your elbow. Right? Sink. That's what we're learning. We're here. Punch. He punches. I don't need to do this. I need to do this. Even if I throw my punch and then all of a sudden it's there, this, maybe I don't finish the punch. But if you throw a punch and it's stiff, then I can't respond. So all I have to do is this. Sink. And then turn. You see, that's why that always goes together. That relationship is always there. Yeah. But when you do this, you still have to have something there Otherwise, when you throw a punch, yeah, right? If I don't have something there, you don't feel it. You feel that, right? If I just go like this, then there's no, because I can experience this as a feeling, and you feel it. So there's pressure. That's sort of the pressure that you learn from doing your form, and what's the third, that becomes a variable. That variable becomes something that you detect. But you can't detect it if you're stiff. You can't detect it if you're into your next movement, because your consciousness is no longer here. It's gone somewhere else. So this has to be subconscious. Okay, now. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Open the form. Do what we just did. All right, ready? Go. Try to stay together. Don't rush. Take your time. You know, the body form is there regardless of you're fast or slow. Try to finish the legs. The 3 side movements have to be finished in the legs. Okay, good. All right, looks good. Okay, deep breathing. Okay, let's go through Gungji Kun. You can stay. Yeah. Go through, see how it looks. All right, ready? Begin. Hup. Salute. Okay, we'll pause here. Okay, let's do the dragon. When you step forward and you're here. When you pull down, you drop, but you have your leg sink in the front. So you draw down, sinking, to put strength in the front. Then once you're down, you let go, then you go forward. So you have a balance in the motion. Otherwise, you're not engaging the leg. You have to have strength in the leg. Because how are you going to pull if you don't have a base, right? So you sink. Once you sink, then you make your transition. You see? Pull down, yeah. Yeah. Or at least create the energy and the motion downward. Because when you're here, right, the dragon, right, you have to have, if I'm pulling down, I have to feel like I'm going that way. Otherwise, I'd be like this. I'm trying to pull. Once I'm like this, you feel the strength and the action, because there's between the leverage from here and the strength here, you put the two together, becomes the direction of your force. Yeah. But it has to be, this is the concept, but when you do it, it's not detectable. That's why people don't see it. You see, because if it's detectable, then it looks broken. And it's not, but keep it in mind. This is the idea. Okay, that happens on both sides. Then once you're here, okay, we're here. This is like this, right? Turn. Turn. Sink in your stance, right? Step. Turn. 1, 2, 3. Sink. Turn. See? 1, 2, 3. Back. Set up. Set up. Oh. Open. Like this. Just try to engage your lower body, the torso. So this foot is here. Here. A little wider, a little wider. This can be turned a little bit more toward me. Yeah. See, this is a body form. You take, there's a yin side image when you step. Throughout your transition, it still has imagery. It's not here and then here. You're here. You're still there. You're here. You're here. There's transitional imagery. That's structure throughout. That's integrity in motion. So when you first learn it, you miss all of this because you don't understand that it's there. But once you hear about it, you have to struggle with it. Because even though you have it here, you don't have it here. Right? So that's part of the learning. 1. You see? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1. You have position. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, 1, 2, 3. Do we miss something? We got cut, thrust, open, push. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, because for every action above, there's some action below. For every action below, there's action above. So when you learn to do the interim movements, the structures between, then your body starts to know how to do the transition correctly. And if you do the transitions correctly, then it's applicable. Otherwise, it's just that, and it's just that. It's, it's disconnected. So that's all forms do, is that's what you learn from them. It's like shadow boxing, but very complex movement. It could be superficial by just learning a bunch of sequences. But to get beyond the surface level, goes to the next level. That's part of strength, direction, integration of your body, all of that. That's layers and layers and layers. That doesn't really stop as far as how your body will respond. So that's why there is a lot of time and depth to doing this, but it's really how interested you are in practicing it to that level. But most people that have been here are kind of interested in that. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of memorizing things. So you can probably just do dance. So, anyways, let's continue from there. All right. Elbow. Hope again. Elbow. So the elbow, it rises from here. Okay. So we lift, get into your stance, sink, rise. So that's the most obvious of all the postures that you go horse stance and you sink, cover hand and lift, cover hand and lift, stomp, turn. Then, okay, let's turn and face the mirror now, because let's see, so you can see yourself. So we just turned, yeah, stomp, or just elbowed, yeah. Yeah, so your elbow over here. Cut, push, and then we're here. We're going to turn. Shift. Push. Turn. And pick. Okay, again, right. So be sure to do it again from cutting hand to here. Be sure to hook, shift, butterfly, offset horse, palm. Be sure to get this leg over enough so you have a good stance. This leg over enough, that's called lima, or turn. Okay, try it again. This footwork is learning how to turn and to sidestep. Push. Pick. Yeah. Other opposite hand, yeah. Okay, we'll try that again. So we just finished it, right? 1, hook, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Sliding step, punch, adjust, elbow, roll, 1, 2, 3, push, and sliding step, punch, and salute. Okay, good. Okay, shake it up. All right, deep breathing. You can turn back around. Okay, inhale. So, yeah. So the butterflies, this is, without the unicorn step, the hands are opposite. Do you know what I mean by that? Like if you're doing double step, then the hands would be like this. When it's like this, you step and you push, right? Push, yeah. Yeah, you push again, yeah. Yeah, so use your solar plexus as a line for the two hands to be in there. So it's the nose, that point, and the knee. Okay. So when you do this, this is here, but it comes to here. So turn this shoulder away, so you can kind of, yeah. So you're here. Turn this shoulder away like this. Pull this back more. Put this toe here. Then you have this position. Yeah, do it again. Yeah, sink down if you can. Yeah, pull this back like this. Yeah. So this is you're gathering the strength. So you have strength here. Yeah, again. Sink down, and then from here push. Yeah, you have to get it when you're here, right? You're coming in, then come. You curl like a spring. Spring. No, again. Oh. Yeah. Now you come forward. Boom. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So again. Tight. Close it up here. Yeah. Yeah. Or close it by compressing your body. No. Yeah. Yeah, because if you go like this, if you're here and you go like this, then your body isn't storing enough energy to create the motion. Yeah, better. Yeah. You have to use the total movement to create the body. It's suspended way back. Yeah. Yeah. Then compress. Then go. Yeah. Yeah. See when you're here. So a butterfly doesn't have to be strong. It's just you're here. It's soft in the movement. Step. Yeah. It's your body open, expanding. Bah. Yeah. Yeah. See, everything is reference to yourself. That's why. So nose movements will be bigger, obviously, because his arms and limbs are bigger. But the body form should look the same, you know. Yeah. Like I said, no matter how fast you do it or how slow you do it, the synchronizations should be consistent. Like your transmission, because you go slower doesn't mean it starts to, the gears start to, you know, slow down and start to click. It's smooth. You go fast, it's still smooth. So we have to gear our body correctly. So it just moves as one. But when we go into a position, there is maybe a neutral in gear, boom. Because it's boom, 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 boom. As far as shifting. You're just gazing in a direction. No, not looking at this so much. Because it comes a feeling. Now if you look in the mirror to see if you have a position, it shouldn't be like, you shouldn't look like this. Actually, some karate systems do this. Or Goju-Ryu, they do it like this. They don't. Right. Yeah, they're big. But the body form does take more time to understand because we're not typically moving our limbs. The lower extremities, we typically don't move them like this. The legs, we typically don't move them like this. So they really have to go through the process of rewiring essentially. And then your body itself, a lot of it has to be built as a coordination. Now we do things just from doing it. We don't necessarily realize what we're doing. We're just copying it, right? But then you bring in a principle of this stuff, then you have to start to understand how that works. And then if it follows these guidelines, then there's no second guessing. If you just do it blindly without a concept of principle, then what ends up happening is, well, this kind of works, but what supports it? How can you substantiate that motion? How can you say, well, this is why it's like this, because it feels good. But once you break it into this, it can't abide by any other rule. Your center line is here. My center line is here. Here, 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 here. That's what you were just doing in the fourth form. Because you see it here, you see it here, you see it here, you see it here. So actually, Peter, the second set of these, it's down here. See, the first set is here. The second set is here. Yeah. So they're different. Yeah, when you. Yeah. Well, no, you have the first two are like this. The second two are like this, and then you do the three. Yeah. So that this is just a higher one. That's the waist level one. Yeah. So let's get to the elbow. Let's do the elbow now. So we're here, elbow. Right, and we're offset, roll. So let's get the hand on the sort of the soft part of the waist there, and you're rolled over like this. Cup your shoulder and get over that stance. Then shift your weight, set up your arm, and you're going to go like this. Open up the shoulder to get your 45-degree line, and then follow that line as one stroke, and then you do your butterfly. Yeah. So if you're looking like this, ready? Elbow, you roll, step, 1, 2, step, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this should be on that 45. One follows the other. But it ends up here. It doesn't end up here. It ends up here. Hey, 王师长, got a new pad for you. It didn't stay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, I gotta glue it. Put a screw. A little bit too high. Yeah.
Put the pressure in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, now you have it here. This is new.
I know. That's not.
Okay. So let's go through that whole thing again from the beginning to the end. And we'll follow Carlos. Okay. He wants to move to the middle. Yeah. Gongjikun, yeah. From the beginning all the way through. With good structure. Don't have to rush. Okay, good. Deep breathing. Okay, let's do 8th form. So Gongjikun and Fokfu, they're actually one form. But notice the first part is more about structure, training the both sides and building strength and integrity, understanding how to use your strength. Then the second half is more like application and more techniques built into it. So it has a cross section of both. It has the combination of movements that give you much more versatility when you're applying techniques, because you have your punches and they're more continuous and cycling through. So it's good. It's a combination of both. In fact, Fu Hawk's like that too. It builds the strength and then the agility of movement going through the second half. A lot of the old styles have first and second routines, and first build strength and stamina and your energy, and then in the second half it's usually like multi-opponent type training. There's stepping, there's turning, there's that kind of concepts built into it. So let's do second half. And right off the get-go, you already start the move, right? Ready, go. How do you start that? Corner back fist, sliding step, butterfly. Well, if we would continue, you could do if you were doing it as a performance, you would salute first. But typically the form goes together. Typically you bend, open after the salute, and you would go like this, and then here. You're connecting the two forms. You're in the butterfly over here, and then you just turn, and then yeah. So there's a little bit of a setup, just to get you into that first move. Yeah. Okay, let's do the salute so that we won't get confused. All right, ready? Salute, hop, and then go. So that last section on the back there, it's the corner movement. So that's where that's what that focuses on, is the corner steps. So let's see if we can pick up on those movements. Yeah. With the butterflies, yeah. After you turn, so you chun kyo, you punch, and then you're gonna cut. So your stance should be in that corner, and then this is here, and then the butterflies are there. So that's what you have to find as that corner. Why 45 degrees is important is because we use this as a reference point. It's the best guideline to take you into the corner, and then if I'm here, my 45 is there. If I step here, my 45 is there. It just gets used to that turning the corner technique, but you have to be able to find that corner. Otherwise, and that's really relying on your footwork, your stance, where that supporting leg is. So if I want to be, say, in this corner, and this foot is 45 degrees to that corner, then it has to be 90 degrees to here. So if I go to this corner, and I'm already finishing my technique, and my foot is a little bit skewed like that, I have to straighten this foot out in order to find that corner. So you have to understand that, in your footwork, because your foot, the supporting foot is what's going to dictate where the front foot is going to go. So that's something that your body should recognize, because you don't have a chance to think about 45 degrees. If you're trying to apply technique, you just move. But your feet, when we talk about muscle memory and joint angle positions, which I focus a lot on, is because it's memorized throughout your legs, your hips, your lower extremities. So the angle of your hip and the angle of everything else all has to support each other directionally. So we don't always have control of all parts of our bodies, so it gets a little compromised. But that's, even though you don't have the control, you have to work toward trying to get that control, because the body still has to be, processing this. So, all right, let's do the punch. Boom. So we're here, Chunkyo punch. So we'll have to step. I might as well straighten that a little bit, put that toe where it's supposed to be, and I'm facing this corner, right? I bick. Now my chest is facing the mirror. Facing the corner. Sliding step, I'm facing there. Then I punch. I shift my weight, or adjust this if I need to, and adjust this foot to here, and I cut. I bick, I open, turn, and I punch. I adjust, right? Because I want to go over there, I have to do this, this, and this. This, and this, right? You see how that how that works? Now you say, well, I'm over here with the punch, and I turn this foot like this and do this to turn to here. Where did I learn that? Where did I experience that? Right? So if I'm here and I go like this, that's already in Gongji Kun. That footwork's already there, but we don't pay attention to it there because it's there. When you get to this and you're like this, that has to be something that happens automatically. It's systemic. Everything is there. But all that information we have up here, it's all kind of fragmented. Then you have to pull it all together because now your body starts to recognize, oh, those are transitional type things. It takes a long time for that to happen. If you're not conscious of what you're doing, it never happens. It's always, so you're learning 10,001 things all the time. But you only have to learn a couple of them. You just have to learn this. Then you already have that. But that's that's how, you have to go around about 20 times before you get down to that point. Otherwise, then you never discover it. Oh, they're bowing? Waiting for me? Oh, okay. Are you waiting? Okay. Let's see. 1, 2. Oh, not enough. Well. Anybody should get stripes. Who?
Sorry, now it's asking to him.
Oh, who needs stripes? So I was gonna give it to David and so David and Max. Oh, actually Carlos too. And Carlos. So we have to cut more stripes, so we'll just give you one each for now. All right. Okay. Ready? Okay, salute. Okay. Everybody bow. Up. So we have a new schedule. So if you're doing any performances, or we have a competition coming up, you're here for another hour or so, hour and a half to practice up that. Practice what you're doing, and someone will be around to watch and help you out a little bit. This is July 2nd performance, Lantern Fest, and that's at 1:30. If you signed up, then we can pair you up in a group. And also, if you're going to Baltimore and you're competing in some of the, whatever it is.
New stuff. Not only the old stuff, but new stuff.
Hey, you just saw Oh, working hard. You're working hard. You deserve. Thursday or last Thursday?
This last one I went. Like you're starting.
Okay, it's after Tai Chi. It's about a half an hour. It's not a full because that's all they can take.
Maybe I'll coordinate it with coming in. Staying.
Yeah. Okay, we'll bow in and then you can practice them. So you're going to Baltimore, right? Okay, ready, bow? Salute. So Colleen, are you going to Baltimore? Are you going to Baltimore? Are you going to Baltimore? Yeah. So you can practice you practice what you're doing for whatever you're doing. If you're demonstrating, then you can. You should practice a stick form and what you plan to do. And where's your sister? She here? Sister didn't come today. Hey. Oi. Hello. Oi.
I think he's in practicing.
Oi. How is it?
好嘢啦，師傅咧冇得頂，佢太極好勁，所以你有啲行上嚟睇學下太極，跟住打太極，師傅太極好勁。嗰陣時同佢做啲人推手啲名家大師都打贏。冇個靚招唔得啊嘛！
Weapons class, Sifu?
You mean right now? Oh, you mean on Thursdays?
On Tuesday, you talked about doing the saber as the broadsword as.
Yeah. So we're going to continue to do this, but we have to see who's doing it. I haven't looked at who's actually doing it. So just you can practice that. You can practice what you're doing in Baltimore, and just run through it. Just spend time doing it. That's all. And like they're doing fourth form, so they're kind of going through that. So it's kind of open, but it's just give you a chance to practice, and if I see something, we can work on that. He's working on his stick form for Baltimore. So he can practice. Is he leaving? Oh, he can practice. Yeah, he can do that. Huh? He.
Wednesday is in the performance from high school graduation.
Yeah, so.
For high school.
Yeah.